Good morning, children. Sairam. Welcome to the part third of economics, chapter number third, that is poverty as a challenge. So, children, in this chapter, we have already discussed about what is poverty and causes of poverty in India. Now, in this video, our next topic is anti-poverty programs. Let's first understand what is anti-poverty programs. So anti-poverty programs means basically in India, Indian government started or taken various measures or steps to reduce poverty are known as anti-poverty programs. Clear? Anti-poverty programs means various measures or steps taken by the government to reduce poverty in India are known as anti-poverty programs. Basically, anti-poverty programs like such as National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, the National Food for Work Program, the Jawahar Rojgar Yojana, etc. and etc. These steps has been taken, initiated by the government of India for the elevation of poverty in India. Okay, so the current anti-poverty strategy of the government is based on two planks, or we can say that to remove poverty, government has adopted two approaches. Okay, first is indirect approach and second is direct approach, right? To remove poverty, government has adopted two approaches, indirect approach and direct approach. Now, indirect approach basically this covers achieving high economic growth. Okay, this covers achieving high economic growth rate through promotion of small scale industry. Right, through promotion of small scale industry, and the most important is education of agriculture. So this approach is also referred as trickle down effect. Okay, this approach is also referred as trickle down effect. It was assumed that the development of industry and agriculture would create employment opportunities and income, which would lead to rapid economic development. So economic growth widens opportunities and it provides the resources needed to invest in human development. It also encourages people to send their children to schools in hope of getting better economic returns from investing in education. Clear? Now, the second is the direct approach. So, under direct approach, government has launched various anti-poverty programs. Okay, under direct approach, government has launched various poverty alleviation programs and food schemes to target the poor directly. Okay, so however the poor may not be able to take direct advantage from the opportunities created by economic growth, and for them targeted anti-poverty programs have been initiated. Clear? So the government has launched various poverty alleviation schemes to control poverty. Clear? So government has launched various poverty alleviation schemes to control poverty. Like for example, National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, that means NREGA, National Food for Work Program, the Prime Minister Rojgar Yojana, Rural Employment Generation Program, Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Gramoday Yojana, etc. and etc. So is it clear? So to remove poverty, government has adopted two approaches. First is indirect approach. So through this, they promote of economic growth. And second is the direct approach. And under direct approach, government has launched various poverty alleviation programs and food schemes to target the poor directly. Okay, now let's understand all these schemes one by one. So the first one is National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, is NREGA, NREGA, right? National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. So first of all, when it was launched? So it was launched in September 2005. National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, it was passed in September 2005. Now, the next is the main aim and objective of this scheme. So, this program provides 100 days. This basically program provides 100 days assured employment every year to the every rural households in 200 districts. Okay, in how many? In 200 districts. But the later the scheme will be extended to the 600 districts. Clear? Next, under this program, 1/3 of the proposed jobs would be reserved for women. Clear? First is this program provides 100 days assured employment every year to the every rural households. Second thing is later this scheme will be extended to the 600 districts. The third point we will discuss, 1/3 of the proposed job would be reserved for women. Basically, under this scheme, the central government will also establish National Employment Guarantee Funds. The central government will also establish National Employment Guarantee Funds. Similarly, state governments will establish State Employment Guarantee Funds for the implementation of the scheme. And the most important is that under this program, if any applicant is not provided employment within 15 days, if an applicant is not provided employment within 15 days, so he or she will be entitled to a daily unemployment allowance. Clear? So he or she will be entitled to a daily unemployment allowance. So is it clear? National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, it was launched in September 2005, and the main motive is that to provide 100 days assured employment every year to the every rural households in 200 districts. Clear? Okay. Now next we have National Food for Work Program, NFWP. Okay. Now, first, this scheme was launched in 2004. Okay. In which year? It was launched in 2004. National Food for Work Program was launched in 2004 in 150 most backward districts of India. Okay. It was launched in 2004 in 150 most backward districts of the country. Actually, this program is open to all rural poor who are in need of wage employment and also desire to do manual unskilled work. It is implemented as a 100% centrally sponsored scheme, and food grains are provided free of cost to the states. Clear? Food grains are provided free of the cost to the states. So once the NREGA, it's National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. Once the NREGA is in force, so NFWP will be subsumed within this program. So the main objective of this program is to generating supplementary wage employment. Okay. Now, next we have the third one, Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana, PMRY. Okay. Now, first, this scheme was started in 1993. Okay, this scheme was started in 1993. So the Yojana was launched in 1993, and the main aim of the program is to create self-employment opportunities. Okay, so the main aim of the program is to create self-employment for the educated unemployed youth in rural areas and small towns. Clear? So under this program, unemployed are helped in setting up small business and industries. Basically, they are helped in setting up small businesses and industries. Clear? So the main objective of this program is creating self-employment opportunities for educated unemployed youth in the rural areas and small towns. Clear? So when Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana was launched, it was launched in 1993. Okay. Now, next we have Rural Employment Generation Program, REGP. Okay, REGP, that is Rural Employment Generation Program. So, first of all, this program was launched in 1995. Clear? This program was launched in 1995. Now, the main aim of the program is to create self-employment opportunity in the rural areas and small towns, like the Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana. Okay. Now, second thing is basically a target for creating 25 lakh new jobs has been set for the program under the 10th 5-year plan. Okay, so under this program, the targeting for creating 25 lakh new jobs has been set up for the program under the 10th 5-year plan. So clear? Rural Employment Generation Act, first of all, it was launched in 1995, and the main aim of the program is to create self-employment opportunities in rural areas and small towns. Clear? Now, next we have Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana. Okay, Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana, SGSY. So first of all, it was launched in 1999. Okay, Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana was launched in 1999. Now, the main aim of the program is providing self-employment to the villagers through the establishment of self-help groups, SHG. Okay, so the main objective of this program, providing self-employment to the villagers. Now, the program aims at bringing the assisted poor families above the poverty line. Okay, the main aim of this program at bringing the assisted poor families above the poverty line by organizing them into self-help groups through a mix of bank credit and the government subsidies. Okay. So activity clusters are established based on the aptitude and the skill of the people, which are nurtured to their maximum potential. and the funds they are provided by NGOs, bank credit and financial institution. Clear? So first of all, this was launched in 1999 and the aim of the program is bringing the assisted poor families above the poverty line. Okay? Now, next we have Pradhan Mantri Gramodaya Yojana. Okay? Pradhan Mantri Gramodaya Yojana, that means PMGY. Okay? So, first of all, this was launched in 2000. Okay? It was launched in 2000. It was launched in 2000 and 2001 in all states and union territories in order to achieve the objective of sustainable human development at the village level. Clear? Why this was launched? To achieve the objective of sustainable human development at the village level. So basically, Pradhan Mantri Gramodaya Yojana had initially had five components. First is the primary health, primary education, rural shelter, rural drinking water, and nutrition. Clear? So it was launched in 2000. Additional central assistance is given to states for basic services, like as I said, such as primary health, primary education, rural shelter, rural drinking water, and rural electrifications or the nutrition. Clear? Now, next we have Antyodaya Ann Yojana, right? AAY. So first of all, Antyodaya Ann Yojana, it was launched in December 2000. Okay, it was launched in December 2000. Second thing is basically Antyodaya Ann Yojana is an Indian government sponsored scheme for 10 million of the poorest families. Clear? Antyodaya Ann Yojana is an Indian government sponsored scheme for 10 million of the poorest families. Basically, it is on the lookout for the poorest of the poor. It is on the lookout for the poorest of the poor by providing them 35 kilograms of rice and wheat at rupees 3 and rupees 2 per kg respectively. Actually, 1 crore of the poorest among the BPL. BPL means below poverty lines. Okay. 1 crore of the poorest among the BPL families were covered under the targeted PDS, that is public distribution system, and around 35 kilograms were made available to each eligible family at highly subsidized rate of 2 per kg and 3 per kg rice or wheat respectively, and this quantity has been enhanced for from 25 kgs to is 35 kgs with effect from April 2002. Now almost 2 crore families are covered under this scheme, right? Almost 2 crore families are covered under this scheme. So is it clear? Antyodaya Ann Yojana, it was launched in December 2000, right? And this scheme basically targeted the poorest of the poor by providing them 35 kilograms of rice and wheat at rupees 3 and rupees 2 per kg respectively, right? And almost 2 crore families now actually almost 2 crore families are covered under this scheme. So is it clear? So all these are the anti-poverty measures steps taken by the government to reduce poverty in India. So many programs they launched, they started, as we discussed here: Prime Minister Rojgar Yojana, Rural Employment Generation Program, Swar Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana, Antyodaya Ann Yojana, National Food for Work Program, Pradhan Mantri Gramodaya Yojana, etc. and etc. Clear? So what is anti-poverty measures? Various measures and steps taken by the government to reduce poverty. Okay, so for that they started many programs to reduce poverty in India. Now, the challenges ahead. First of all, challenges that still remain. Eradication of poverty is always a moving target, and the target will move on for many of the bigger challenges that still exist, such as providing health care, education, job security for all, and achieving gender equality, probability for the poor. Clear? So definitely this will be even bigger task, right? So eradication of poverty is always a moving target. So these challenges that still remain, like providing healthcare, education, job security, achieving gender equality, and dignity for the poor. Poverty has certainly declined in India, but despite the progress, poverty reductions remains India's most compelling challenge. Poverty reduction is expected to make better progress in next 10 to 10 years. Wide disparities in poverty are visible between rural and urban areas and among the different states also. Certain social and economic groups. So social and economic groups means like social groups, basically scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, and economic groups basically casual urban laborers, rulers urban laborers. They are more vulnerable groups. So as I said, poverty reduction is expected to make better progress in the next 10 to 15 years. And this would be possible mainly due to only higher economic growth. Clear? This would be possible mainly due to the higher economic growth, increasing stress on universal free elementary education, declining population growth, increasing empowerment of women, and of course economically weaker section of the society, etc. and etc. So clear? We reduce this poverty only mainly due to the higher economic growth, increasing stress on universal free elementary education, decline population growth, and increasing empowerment of the women and economically weaker sections of the society. Clear? So as Nelson Mandela said that poverty is not an accident like slavery and apartheid. It is a man-made and it can be removed by the actions of human beings. So children, here we have completed this chapter, right? Soon we will meet again in next video with new chapter. Till then, bye, take care, have a nice day and keep learning.